Okay. Hello, everyone. I am on. Are you guys on? I am doing something. You can hear me? Are you sure? Are you guys sure? Can you guys hear me? I didn't think you were streaming, didn't get a notification. Normally YouTube will send out a notification when I go live. It should. I'm doing going live notification right now in Discord. I'm doing good. How is everyone doing? I don't even remember what today's stream topic is. Oh, okay, yeah. And I need a link. You haven't gotten a notification from YouTube in ages. What you guys got to do, sometimes what you have to do is turn off all notifications and then turn on all notifications again on the YouTube channel to make sure you get the notifications. Okay. Hopefully today's topic will be interesting for some of you guys. I'm going to do the best I can to explain everything, but, you know, in Senpai fashion. It sent 2 notifications. Interesting. Well, at least you guys are getting notifications. That's good. Hey, Rem, how you doing? Sorry, I'm just like adjusting audio levels. I've been experimenting with like different things. You just got Discord? Yeah, I literally just sent it. I literally just sent it. I just heard something, a saying that could be relevant to today's topic. What's the saying, Sakura? If you want to send it to me in DMs or in here, I'm curious. This is the way. Oh, I watched Mandalorian on Wednesday. I was so happy with it. Finals in like 2 weeks, but on that good. That's good, Tech Bun. That's good. Somebody mentioned that they couldn't hear me. Can you guys hear me just fine? Hopefully, I'm going to assume you guys can because you're like replying to me. We all stand in the soldiers of giants. You should not be afraid to stand in mine to reach higher than I ever could. I like that. That's a nice saying. That's a good saying. I'm going to copy that saying. I'm going to put it on the whiteboard for later. I can hear you. I'm hard of hearing. Fair enough. Hello, foxes. Oh, you said, oh, as a joke. Okay. What would you rate the finale? 8 out of 10. It wasn't like an oh my god finale. This is amazing. It was a good finale. But it wasn't like a 10 out of 10. Real life is important. Real life is important. I can't hear you, but I have my volume on mute. Okay. Yeah, real life should always take priority, chat. Oh my god, please. Don't let online life ever like take your attention or time, but not just like real life things, but like things that you guys are passionate about. Like I tell my mods all the time, well, not all the time, but I tell my mods a decent amount that if you guys are like having real life stuff you got to deal with, or you want to work on your own things, do that. Right? My Discord, my streams, that's on the back burner. If you guys happen to be there, great. But legit, always do your stuff first. How's the heat over there? I'm currently melting. There isn't much of heat. We get a lot of rain in Vancouver and in my city. So there isn't a whole lot of heat except for like a few months of the year. Rest of the time it's rain because it's a tropical rainforest. And then we get maybe like 2 weeks of snow. Rayless must remain terminally online for Senpai. Thanks. Moving to Canada? Come on over. Lots of room. You've been helping your folks. That's good, Misty. Done with tornadoes. I don't know how people live in areas that are like, not everywhere in the world is like a safe place to live. That I get. But I will never understand like people that live in like Tornado Valley and then they're like, oh my god, my house is gone because of the tornado. It's like, well, yeah, that happened last year. Happy early birthday, Jack. I did their social media. I never heard of Spaced Out Radio. That's pretty cool, though, Margo. That's pretty cool. Mexico, that there's no real natural disaster ever reaches us? Yeah. Yeah, you know, honestly, I think Mexico is, like, fairly safe natural disaster-wise. Natural disaster-wise, Mexico's the place to be. I don't know how safe it is. I only know what I see on the news. But people-wise, it seems a little dangerous. But again, news tends to like make things look worse than they actually are. I have no idea. Tornadoes have enough power to ruin houses are generally rare. Oh, okay. I agree, though. Someone who natural disaster, occasional earthquake every few years. When was the last time we had an earthquake? I'm trying to remember the last time I had an that Vancouver had an earthquake. I gotta Google it. Vancouver Earth. Can I spell earthquake, please? When was it? When was the last one? Apparently there was one like yesterday and nobody felt it. Like, but it all mostly happens offshore. So we really don't feel it here on the mainland. You know what? There hasn't been one in the city. It's always on the island. Since 1980. Yeah, 1980s. Yeah. Oh, 20 years ago, Lewis? Okay, yeah. Then it's been a long time. Our country had a tornado a while ago. They did an article on the news on how tornadoes get skinny wind funnel. Oh, okay. I don't really support. My granny's roof is still broken from Hurricane 3 years ago. Oh my god. That's horrible. If you're a foreigner, cartels will not even touch a hair on you. Oh, that's good to know. Don't know if I want to test that theory, but good to know. Chat. Okay, okay. If you guys had to go through a natural disaster, whether it be real or fake, and this can include alien invasions, zombie apocalypse, really bad earthquakes, another ice age, or whatever. If there was another natural disaster, which one would you guys want to live in? What did you just join on? Kim, John, not a whole lot. We're talking about natural disasters and which one you would rather live through. Hurricane? I'm surprised some of you guys said zombie. Supernova. Okay. Okay. Sakura's like, you know what? Let's just hit the delete button right now. Let's just smack that delete button. My made one? Okay. I don't have athletic ability to survive zombies. Yeah. I think like the vast majority of us couldn't survive a zombie apocalypse. Like even the athletic people. Because let's be honest, people are greedy. And they're pretty dumb. Like the bigger the group is, the more dumb the group is. So if you guys like were in small groups of like 5 or so or 10 maybe, I could see that being okay, but anything larger than that, people would be too selfish and there'd be a lot of turmoil. Earthquakes, because we actually have defend against those, but you can't find any hurricane shelter here. Okay. I'll eat the zombies. I don't know if that's how that works. You give up and become a raider. You know what? Honestly, I think there's like a lot of people that would like maybe turn into like raiders and whatnot. Just because knowing how a lot of you guys play video games online, like in chat, there are so many people that are super nice, and when you meet them, they're super nice, or when you like work with your coworkers, they're like super nice, super cool people, right? But as soon as you see them playing World of Warcraft online or 7 Days to Die or whatever, they're killing people, they're having a fun time doing it, they're laughing, they're having like the best memories of their life, just absolutely deleting like half their Minecraft world or deleting different clans and different games. So I can totally see people going like complete raiders. Your guys' like video game personalities will come out. And then the people that thought they were farmers in like Farm Simulator would try to like farm in real life, realize how hard it is, and then stop. It's not like the video games. They didn't put in the patch. You guys can't tell me I'm wrong. It's like those same people that think they know how to fly a plane because they played oh god, what's that the flying simulator? What's the name of that flying simulator? I can't remember the name of it. That's gonna drive me nuts now. I don't remember the name of the flying simulator. Microsoft Flight Sim. Thank you. Thank you, Kat. Or yeah, sure. Ace Combat, and now they think they're fighter pilots. I have a steady tomato plant I grow. I also grew up on a farm, so yeah, farming isn't very easy. Honestly, okay. I talked to Lewis about this like a few times. I really want a cactus plant. Or like a Venus flytrap. I don't know what it is about owning a cactus, but I really want one. But I also really want a Venus flytrap that I can just like feed bugs to. I don't know what's wrong with me. So yeah, if you guys live in Arizona and you got cactus around you, yeah, send it my way. I would imagine it's kind of hard to kill a cactus though, right? Like, you give it water, you give it soil. Like, what more could a cactus want? It's very easy to kill cacti, really? Interesting. I know nothing. I know what I know from like. Oh God, I gotta go touch out. I gotta go touch grass more because like all I know is from what I see online, and that's a horrible statement to say. That's horrible. What I saw on YouTube. Waterboard the cactus and it will rot. Okay, okay. All right. Should we get into today's topic real quick? And then we can have discussions about whatever you guys want to talk about. Cactus and other things. So I'm going to be all over the place like I normally am. Right? So this particular question was asked by a member of the Discord. Not going to say who. Not going to give deets. But it's a very valid question. It's actually one of the things I've dealt with myself. Because I did have a few people that tried to take inspiration of my work and do it on their own. And for people that have been around long enough, you'll know that in the past I've said, and I've actually done, I don't do the whole like, cool, it's competition. No, I crush my competition if I can. Right? If I have the ability to crush my competition, especially if it's somebody, sorry to say, if you're in the community, you're trying to do what I'm doing, I'm going to crush you. I'm going to make it a goal. Because honestly, it's a cutthroat thing on YouTube, right? There isn't a whole lot of room in the VTubing space, at least in VTubing education. There is a lot of room, I will say, but it's like a niche that is within a niche that doesn't get a whole lot of growth. So, yeah. Okay, so as you guys have already stated, inspiration versus copying, it is a fine line. So I'm trying to think of a way of like stating things so it doesn't like paint the picture too clearly for the people involved, or like everybody will know who they are. So I'm trying to like think of analogies and whatnot so people can't figure it out that I'm talking about them. But okay, I'm going to use myself as an example. So myself, I'm Senpai, right? VTuber Senpai. I do educational topics. I also do tutorials. Mostly on YouTube. And not mostly, I do it on YouTube, right? So there was a few other people, members of the community. Hello, Thornsky. How you doing? That, and I'm just going to call them the others, that were inspired by what I do. They're very nice people. They're part of the community. They're fantastic people. No bad bones in their body, right? But they were attempting to do the same thing. So they weren't really doing the educational topics, but they were copying the tutorials. And one thing that I noticed is every time I posted a tutorial for a particular piece of software, they would also make a tutorial for that exact same piece of software hours or even days later. Now, what would you guys think that is? Is that inspiration or is that being a copycat? Mind you, and I should give this caveat, this happened fairly often. It's not like a 1 or 2 time thing. It was fairly often. Copycat? Okay. So, other people's point of views when I discussed it in the past, and trying to get where they're coming from, they feel it's inspiration. Because I inspire them to make that content. And I'm trying to like explain things so it doesn't like call people out. But they felt that what they were doing was mostly inspiration and not copycat. Now, okay. What did Senpai do? What did Senpai do? So, what did I do? So, when you have somebody that is heavily inspired by you or a heavy copycat, what I personally did, and this is something I encourage all of you guys to do, did they twist it? Not really. It was pretty close. And again, this is what I encourage you guys to do. Watch their video. Or, for the people that aren't content creators or video creators, if you're doing art, look at their art. If you're a writer, look at their writing, look at what they just wrote. Or if you're an XYZ niche, just look at what your competition or what this person is copying off you. See what they're doing. Okay. Examine. I feel like I spelt that wrong. I did. Examine what they did and see if there is anything you missed in your video when comparing. Right? Did they do something? Did they make the video because you missed something in yours? There's been times where I made a video, I rushed it out, and I missed like small important things, and a copycat, air quotes, would see that I posted that video, make one of their own, and filling in that missing information. So you can kind of get an idea that way. Another thing you should do is see how they edited. See how they edited the video, right? Was there pacing? better than yours? Is there things that you can take as inspiration now from their video that you can use for your video? Now, does anybody see what I'm doing right here? So the person that was a copycat and they posted their video, what am I doing right now? Does anybody know while I drink a little bit of the soda? Viewing them as competition? No, because if they are encroaching on your space, they are your competition. We're learning from them. Yes, exactly. Right? We are doing what we can to make our next video even better than theirs and better than our last. Right? So if you're seeing what the competition's doing, what your copycat is doing, your copycat is going to watch your next video. They're going to be like, hey, wait a minute. I did that in my last video. What the hell? And then they're going to see that you're employing their tactics in yours. Which might discourage them later on from doing it. Probably not. But it might. But at the end of the day, you're making your video better. I have a friend who's questioning things, and one of my ideas was taking some of your advice, but changing it to about their issues, not copyright, just inspiration. And then it would be ethically wrong. Yeah, exactly, on more. Yeah. Okay. There was another thing that Senpai did. And it really depends on the viewer size or the size of their audience and whatnot. I watched their video, right? Because I always try to watch people's videos as much as possible. And then I come to the realization, and this is what I really encourage you guys to also try to do. If you don't do this one, watch their video and truly think of it this way. Okay, cool. They made a video that's similar to mine. Move on. Because at the end of the day, and I'm sorry to say, you guys might not have experienced this yet. Every other day, there was probably going to be a copycat trying to copy your channel, your content, or the way you do things. And no one will be better at making your content better than you. Sure, they are trying to copy you, but they're not you. And let's be honest, a lot of people come to VTuber Senpai because it's VTuber Senpai. Over the time, I've built a audience base, I built a viewer base, but I also built trust. Trust to the point where if people come to me asking questions or watching these videos, they know the information that they're getting is correct as much as possible, honest as much as possible, but for the most part, it's advice that is going to try to help them grow. And I don't have anything malicious behind it, right? So these are the two things that I did here. It's pretty simple, pretty easy. Right? There is a third thing you guys could do. You could do this. If this is really bothering you, and it'll be awkward. Well, there's actually a couple things you can do. If you notice that there's a copycat, reach out. Honestly, if you guys reach out to a copycat, sometimes they don't understand. Sometimes they don't know that they're doing it. Right? A lot of people are just oblivious. They're Skyrim NPCs. Reach out to them. Ask them why. Why are they doing it? Right? Maybe you could do a collab with them. Who knows? If you find that their content is a little bit better than yours, try to collab with them. See what happens. Right? Another thing that you could try doing, if you really want to go like the extreme route, is just block them. Because let's be very honest here, chat. If you notice that you have a copycat, like honestly, and you're noticing, just like how I did, that every time I make a video, they made a video of the exact same content for months and months and months, you're wasting a lot of mental energy and just overall energy into another person that you cannot control whatsoever. Right? So by blocking them, one, it gets them out of your head. It refocuses your energy onto what you're supposed to be doing, the tasks that you're supposed to be doing. And that's what some of you might have to do, especially when you guys are starting out. Because when you're starting out, you're going to see that like things are an attack on you all the time. And a lot of you guys will actually put like a lot of your energy into things like this that at the end of the day really doesn't matter that much. Hello, Diana. How you doing? So by blocking them, it'll put you back on track to where you need to focus and move on. Ignore them, but reach out and say, you could reach out if you wanted to, right? You could always reach out and be like, hey, what's going on? Why are you doing this? Right? Some of them will play it off like they're stupid. Some of them will fully admit it. But usually when people are copying you, and you guys should take a little bit of flattery from this, but they see success. And they want to replicate it. Right? Because they do see something successful there. They see something, or not just successful, but they see something like, how do I put this? Again, without exposing. They see, oh God, how do I say this? I'm trying to English this right now, chat. I don't see just success. They see somebody doing what they're doing, but that person's doing it better. What if they're not copying and they somehow had the same ideas? That only goes so far. So if you're doing like 20 projects, right? And this person happens to be doing 20 projects as well, and all 20 projects are the very same theme that you're doing, or like the same stuff you're doing, it's not going to work. Like, you can't tell me that's not copying. I tried to make a second channel like yours for like a month. I gave up on that pretty quick. Why is that, Thorn? Why did you give up on it pretty quick? Some people don't have the creativity to make up their own ideas up, but they do have the analytical mind to see what trends work. Yeah. That too. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. And there is some jealousy. Misty also mentioned jealousy, and that is true as well, right? They see the success and they're jealous of your success, and what they want to do is try to do it themselves and have the eyes on them. Another one that I've noticed is they try to follow a trend as well, right? Which you guys have already mentioned. So if they notice something like Avatar, the Avatar with the blue people, not the anime, the one with the blue people, but if they see Avatar drawings are very popular, right? Instead of like picking another new movie that just came out, they'll hop onto the Avatar bandwagon. This one's more inspiration than anything, but kind of the same idea. Why do people copy Twitter accounts? That one I don't know. Usually if people are copying Twitter accounts, it's usually because they want to hop on that bandwagon of success, in my personal opinion. But yeah, you guys should probably reach out first. Again, ask them why. Maybe you could get some information out of them with a collab, or maybe not even doing a collab, but maybe doing like an art show off or standoff, right? Where you two draw some sort of Pokemon, right? You got to draw a Pikachu, they draw a Pikachu, and it could be a fun competitive thing that you guys do. But again, if it's taking too much of your mental energy, I would just block them straight out and put them out of your mind. Because like I said, as you guys grow more and more and more in popularity, you're going to have a lot of people copying you. For example, look at Mr. Beast. There are so many channels all over the world, in Mexico, in Russia especially, where people are just completely ripping off Mr. Beast and his videos, right? There are tons of copycat channels. And what does Mr. Beast do? Nothing. He doesn't bother putting any time, any effort, any energy into those particular channels. What he does do, though, because I can't really say nothing, he does do something. He sees that, like, there are people making channels of his content in Russia and Mexico and blah, 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 blah. There are copycats popping up all over the place. So he dubs his channels. Right? So now he can he can post all of his content to all these different countries, snuffing out the competition. Is there anything that you guys can do that can snuff them out, that can snuff out your copycats? Right? Is there things that you guys can do to make them, and this again, like, this is something that I've stated in the past. If somebody tries to encroach on the educational space, I will do my best to demolish them as much as possible. So is there things that you guys can do to demolish them as much as possible? Do more, do better quality. Yeah, sure. Right? Answers will be different for everybody's niches and the type of content you guys make. But for the most part, you guys can figure out that answer for yourself. But at the end of the day, there's just one real question you need to ask yourself. Is it worth your time and energy? Truly, ask yourself that question. Is it really worth your time and energy to worry about that person? Right? if you're getting 1,000 views on your content and they're only getting 50 views on theirs, is it really worth your time and energy to think about it? Probably not. Right? Not really. And this is what's happening for the majority of you guys that do have a copycat at your particular size. You guys are getting tons and tons and tons and tons of views on your stuff, but you're worrying about the person that can barely get 3 likes on their posts on Twitter. It's not worth your time. It's not worth your effort. What you should be doing is doing what you can to drive your content further. You should be doing whatever you can to think of the next big and best idea, right? So if you're somebody that likes to draw, I don't know, VTubers, what are you going to do that's next and that's cool for the VTubers out there? What if they're doing better than you? Okay. So what if your copycat's doing better? So let's say you get 1,000 views and your copycat is getting 10,000 views. What do you guys think you should do? There's one thing I will suggest, and some of you guys will get it. See what they are doing. Okay, you could try hiring a hitman if you really wanted, but see what they are doing. Right? Why is it working for them and not for you? Is there something that you're doing wrong? Is it how you're presenting? Is it your presentation? Because let's be honest, we all think our content is the best of the best. We all think that our content is amazing and nobody can do better than us. Right? We all do that. We all think that, especially in the beginning. But look inward. Are they doing editing better than you? Okay, maybe you should learn a little bit more editing. Hello, Annie. Is their presentation better? Okay, maybe you got to work on your presentation. Right? Change and adapt over time. Yeah, maybe they're responding to comments while you're not. Exactly. You guys would be very hard pressed to find a comment on my YouTube channel that doesn't either have a reply on it, because a vast majority of them have replies on them, or B, a like and a heart from me. You'd be very hard pressed to try to find somebody that like the original post that I did not like, heart, or leave a comment on. It's almost impossible to find. That's how I stood out from the rest of the air quotes competition that I had back in the day. And I still do it nowadays. But yeah, again, see what they're doing and why is it working for them and not for you. But one thing that you'll notice eventually over time, especially if your copycat is doing a little bit better than you or a lot better than you, they will always move on to their own thing or copy someone else who is more successful. So they're not always going to be copying you forever. They won't be. They're eventually going to find their own thing. They're going to, hop on somebody else's bandwagon, whatever. Right? Another thing I've noticed, particularly for the people that were trying to be copycats of VTuber Senpai, they don't stay active for long, right? A lot of you guys have spent years and years and years and years and years building your craft. Some of you decades, right? And me in particular, I spent 3 years on the VTubing Senpai channel stuff, or coming up to 3 years. Wow. But wow, it's been almost 3 years. Jesus. Just realized that. But like, I've also spent decades prior gaining this knowledge and so on and so forth, right? A lot of these people that are copycats, they hop into it thinking that they're going to get overnight success because they think they see you getting overnight success, but they're not seeing the massive amount of work that you've put into the background. And because they don't see that active or that massive amount of work that you put in the background, they're starting to see, oh my God, it's a lot of work. I'm not growing. I'm not really getting anywhere. Maybe this wasn't really smart for me to do. They give up and they move on to something different. I gave up on my VTuber education channel because I decided it wasn't where my passion was. Perfect. That's really good, Thorn. That's really good. While such things wouldn't doubtedly be easy and beneficial, it would be probably be low time on ROI for comment reply. Yeah. I mean, like, one thing I've noticed, like, replying to comments on YouTube, people join your Discord afterwards. Especially if you invite them into your Discord. And that's one thing a lot of you guys don't do that you probably should. Like, oh my God, thanks for the comment, XYZ, blah, 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 blah. Come join my Discord. Links in my description. Welcome back, Annie. So these are things you guys should think about, consider. But people that are copycats, you really shouldn't really think about too much. You really shouldn't. You should, honest to God, put them out of your mind and just focus on your own thing. Focus on your craft and enhancing it and making it better. Because again, at the end of the day, they move on or they try to like follow somebody else or they just quit within 6 months to a year. And they're not going to be the only ones that copy you. If you guys spend so much time and effort worrying about people that are copying your stuff, unless it's like an exact one-to-one, they're grabbing your images. Like say if you're somebody that draws art and they're like copying your art one-to-one, then I'd be worried about it. But unless they're doing that, put them out of your mind. It's not worth your time. It's not worth your effort. You're going to go a lot further in life and in your particular niche than they ever will. Because if they got to rely on you to come up with ideas, and they got to rely on you to figure out what the next big thing is, they're not going to last long in the content creation field. I promise you they won't, because a lot of this stuff, chat, in your niches, a lot of this stuff is stuff you're going to have to figure out for yourself. A lot of this stuff is stuff that you're going to have to struggle through and figure out what works and what doesn't. And guess what? If you got copycats that are copying you and they're following the stuff that works and that doesn't, the stuff that doesn't work is going to impact them a lot more than it's going to impact you. Okay. The inspiration portion. People that are typically inspired by you. And please chat, correct me if I'm wrong on this. This is what I've only personally seen. People that are inspired by you typically won't do similar things in your niche. So I'll use the example of you draw Pokemon. Pokemon, gotta catch 'em all. You draw Pokemon, and you may inspire them to draw, but they draw a Digimon instead, right? Or another example, you are a VTuber educator, and I'm going to use myself as this example because, you know, I'm in this field right here. And you inspire them to become a VTuber or start their own channel doing art, singing, gaming, flying, etc. Yeah, news, so on and so forth. You guys get the ideas when I'm doing that, right? Usually when people are inspired by you, they go off and they'll do their own thing for the most part, right? If you're drawing Pokemon, right? So if you're drawing Pokemon and you inspire them, maybe they'll draw a Pokemon as well, but usually it's a different type of Pokemon that they'll draw. So you'll draw like a Pikachu, and they'll draw a Onyx. Usually that's how inspiration works. If I'm wrong, please correct me, especially you guys that watch these VODs. When the stream's over, you guys love to leave comments, so please leave me a comment if I'm wrong. And if you think I'm wrong, don't say I'm just wrong, but leave me an example, please. Yeah, or they'll credit you, right? For the most time, they will credit you. The vast majority, especially if it is the exact same stuff, they'll more than likely credit you, right? Just because they feel happy, inspired, which is inspiration, duh. But they'll literally, like, they'll tag you on everything. And I've seen that for I believe it was Sapphire. I believe it was Sapphire. I believe Sapphire inspired somebody to draw Pokemon at one time, and like people were tagging her like crazy. They mimic some aspects, but in terms of the actual video content, it'll be fairly different if it's inspiration rather than copycat. Yeah. So, and again, you know, that's why I encourage you guys, like when I was talking about the copycat situation, reach out to them. Maybe they don't know that they're doing a whole copycat thing. Maybe they're mixing it up. Hello, Leaf. How you doing? And what do you guys do with people that are inspired by you? Should you do anything should you do anything at all? If they find inspiration in you? Hitman? No. You don't have to hire a hitman. If they find inspiration and they're doing their own thing, they're not doing the exact same stuff you're doing, prop them up. Right? Exactly. Acknowledge them. Like it. Thank them. Retweet. Shout out. Yeah. Why do you do that? Why do you guys think you should do that? Why should you prop them up, like it, thank them, retweet them? It shows them that you noticed and cared. But it does more than that. It does way more than that. And I can actually talk about this firsthand. When you acknowledge that you noticed and cared, they talk about you more. A lot more. And I mean a lot more. They suggest to their friends your content. But not only that. Not only that. They have a chance of turning into a dedicated true fan. That person will come back to your live streams no matter what you're playing. No matter what you're doing on stream. They're going to talk to you. They're going to be there for you. They're going to like every tweet you post. They're going to retweet every tweet you post. Doing a little bit of acknowledgement goes a very long way. A very long way. It brings you back things tenfold. It really does. There's been many of you that have suggested my content to so many others. I've seen in my YouTube analytics of my videos being shared. I've seen in my Discord in my analytics that people are making a whole bunch of links to the Discord and sharing it to their friends. A little goes a very long way. Very long. I guess it can make them want to promote you all on their own. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So that's something for you guys to think about. Being honest, the thing that got me started into fashion was Zio Hong. She acknowledged my illustration. And nowadays, I go to her whenever I need to educate myself. There you go. But what you didn't do, Sakura, was copy them one-to-one. You did your own thing, and you were inspired by them. Zoe, okay. So does that make sense, chat? I hope it does. I'll resume the music from Cat Records by Rayless. Copyright free, DMCA free. Make sure you guys check them out. If you guys can even hear it. Makes a lot of sense. It sounds like more so wholesome, which we need more of. Yeah, well, at the end of the day, only you can make a proper change. For the positive or negative, right? And yeah, like the quote that Sakura linked earlier, we all stand on the shoulders of giants. You should not be afraid to stand on mine to reach higher than I ever could. And that's something I appreciate you guys many times. I want every single one of you guys to be way more successful than me. Send me your viewers, though, that are interested in VTubing. But some of you guys are artists. Some of you guys are not even VTubers. Send them my way. Well, the ones that are interested in VTubing. For the most part. Nothing wrong with that, Kim Jong. Any questions? If you guys have questions, please feel free to ask them. But yes, again, I want to reiterate, please chat, please, copycats, don't waste too much time on them. Please. Nobody's going to be as good as you. Nick Nitro. Hey, Nick, how you doing? I see tons of channels that copied my music style, my art style, my video format. I personally am flattered. I think it's adorable. Everybody's got to start somewhere. Yeah. That's an amazing way of thinking of it as well. Fantastic way of thinking it. Thank you, Nick, for that input. I really appreciate that. And see, chat, like, I'm going to copy what Nick just wrote. And you guys should, like, really think about that as well. Please think of that as well, right? I've seen tons of channels that copied my music style, my art, and my video format. I personally am flattered, and I think it's adorable. Everybody's got to start somewhere. Yeah. But I want to make a bet that Nick didn't worry or fuss, right? Nick just focused on what he was doing, or what they were doing, to continue making the best content they could. Also, Nick, I hope you're doing well. Can a person be inspired by me even if they used to watch me? Yeah, sure. YouTube is growing and people are starting to interact a lot more. And it's happening across older videos and new. Just so you guys know, YouTube likes to promote videos in general. You guys, like, on your home pages, you'll notice that there's videos being promoted to you that are 12 years old. The other day, I was shown a video of two cats talking to each other. And that video was very, very old. I'm pretty sure the cats are not even alive right now because the video is so old. YouTube just promotes random content. It really does. And that's what the algorithm does, right? Because I've talked about this so many times in the past where maybe your content wasn't ready for that particular time. Kind of like Dr. Disrespect. Dr. Disrespect 12 years ago, he was too early. Nobody was ready for it. But Dr. Disrespect now, people are ready for that. That makes sense to people, right? That could be the same thing with your older content. It maybe didn't make sense to people then, but it might be making sense to people now. And if your older content is being promoted and it's getting tons of likes, make more of that content. See where it goes. I'm getting a lot of recommendation for lives I've never seen and content I've never seen. Like 0 viewers, I usually click on them. Yeah, that's good. Which is why you should make permanent and reviewable content. Yeah. Absolutely. Honestly, chat, post your old stuff. Repost it if you have to. See what happens. Do not just stream on Twitch. Yeah, please don't just stream on Twitch. Have your stuff all over the place. Evergreen is the best content. Whether you guys are making music, doing what I'm doing, in another niche. But just post on YouTube. Just please post your stuff on YouTube. Even if it's low effort of like editing your VODs, at the very least, just upload them. See what happens. I used to make Star Wars reaction videos 3 years ago. I don't know why I stopped. Actually, I can maybe use this person as an example. Let me see if I could find her channel real quick. There's this one person I love watching her YouTube reaction. on videos. Star Wars videos, mostly. Where is she? Wow, I follow a lot of dead channels. Wow, I follow a lot of dead channels. I didn't know I was subscribed to that channel. Wait, where's her channel? I know I'm subbed to it. Oh my gosh. Okay, Star Wars Mando reaction. I know I'll find it if I type that in. Yeah. Here we go. Found it. So there's this particular YouTuber where she didn't, it took her a long time to take off. Right? Julie. Hey, VTuber senior. But so there's this YouTube channel, Julie. She does a lot of react content on Star Wars. Okay. For the longest time, her content wasn't getting a lot of traction. But ever so slowly, she was building a viewer base. Right? And more and more and more and more people would tune in. And she did this for years and years and years and years. Like 4 years ago. Like using a Logitech C920 webcam. Like the webcam isn't the best quality. Right? It really isn't. But people go for her reaction, obviously. And she makes like great reaction videos. She really does. And recently, because she was very persistent, and because she really stuck with it, she was actually, her reaction was actually featured in a Star Wars trailer. Where was it? I'm in the Mandalorian promo video. Right? Because she stayed dedicated. She kept working at it. And not everybody was ready for her react content way back here. But in time, she picked up momentum. She picked up speed to the point that Lucasfilms saw her and boom, she's now in a trailer for Star Wars. So you guys should do the same. Your time is just, it might be around the corner. You never know. But it does take years and years and years. Hello, Ash. I actually reposted 2000's fashion video with better tags, and I got better. Went from 16 to 355. So sometimes it could be luck or just play the algorithm. Yeah. I didn't see your message. Where's your message? Where did you send it? Where's Annie's message? Oh, it's also great. It's also good to create binge sessions. So make short videos that make people want to watch more, so they can watch another video and then another video. Absolutely. Yep, that's absolutely correct, Annie. Yeah. Again, like if you guys are doing, like, for example, music, right? Try to have like an album worth 20 songs, 15 songs, 10 songs, right? If people like one thing that you've made, chances are they want to listen to more. They want to watch more. They want to interact with more stuff that you've made. That's actually why people reposting movies or series on TikTok works. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, if you guys got any questions about anything, please feel free to ask now. This is an open discussion. It doesn't have to be about today's particular topic. So for me, I should just keep reading. Yeah, read more, and then maybe eventually you'll write your own stories, right? Or if you're already writing stories, maybe you could find inspiration of those stories and write your own unique ones. A lot more. I already touched up on that one. Honestly, if your older videos are getting a lot of views and whatnot, make more of that. See what happens. Should I keep drawing stuff? Yeah. Try doing time lapses. Try doing speed paints. Try doing like art of a particular niche, maybe video games, maybe Disney princesses, maybe. So don't try to like draw absolutely everything under the sun, but like pick a particular niche and like be an expert in drawing that particular niche. Did you do a stream where you went over your analytics? Yes, I've done many streams going over analytics. There isn't a lot of people that are interested in the analytics stuff. I can go over some quick analytics if you guys are interested. Oh, as you guys say that, okay. What if somebody's copying your branding too, not just the content? Then I would definitely reach out to them and be like, hey, dude, like, that's not cool. I can show you guys some analytics. I won't go too deep into them. Your guys' analytics will be different than my analytics. For the most part. Analytics. Okay, so these are my channel analytics. What do you guys want to know? What would you like to know from analytics-wise? My problem is how to interpret them, because I see just numbers on a screen and go, eh. Okay. So, okay. So one tab that you really want to kind of like focus on is your audience. This tab right here is probably one of the most important tabs. The reason for that is it shows what videos people are attaching themselves to. But more importantly, and this is what I think is important, when your viewers are on YouTube. I find this information very valuable because it allows me to pick a time of when it's best to post like a YouTube short. So the dark areas, the darker they are, the less people that are online. And the ones that are brighter are the most people that are online on YouTube using the platform itself. So this is a very important thing. And as you notice, Wednesday, most of my audience is really mostly online. So Wednesdays between 7 a.m. and 6 p.m., most of my audience is on. When do you get that schedule thing? What schedule thing? This? This you get, I believe, after 1,000, maybe even as low as 500. Basically, YouTube has to build up an audience, your audience feed. So it'll take a little bit of time for you guys to get this particular analytic, but this is probably the most important analytic for you guys to have. Mobile, you won't see it. They don't break it down on mobile that well. Yeah, this is the plugin for TubeBuddy. Yeah, TubeBuddy has a free plugin, and it gives you recommendations on when you should upload and stuff like that. Another great thing, another great feature that YouTube has is channels your audience also watches. So I see a lot of people that watch me also watch False ID, Keo. For some reason, news channels are popular with my audience. Niji Sanji Official, that makes sense. I don't know who Purple Maid is. I don't know who this person is. I know who that is. Red, I don't know who that is. Vox, okay, that makes sense. Okay, so a lot of people that watch me watch Niji Sanji. Which makes sense. Oh, they're Clippers? Okay. I'm actually surprised there's a lot of Clippers that watch this. I hope you guys have been clipping me out of context. I'm very sad that there isn't a lot of people that watch Scarlet that watch me. Damn. But there's also another analytic here. Content your audience watches. So, a lot of my audience likes to watch news stories. So I could literally be like, okay, well, if my audience really loves watching news, maybe I could start doing some news segments. Right? People are concerned about Gura. So yeah, a lot of news segments. So if I do some news segments, that could work. What about shorts? Okay, is there anything that people are doing in shorts that I can maybe do a yoink and twist on? Could you be a VTuber? I'm really curious about that one. Watch time. This isn't... Usually you want to have this fairly high. 42% of my people are subscribed, which is pretty good. CTR? Where's CTR? Where's click-through rate? Where's CTR? Content, probably? 3.7%. So, depending, like, okay. So, a lot of people see 3.7 and it's like, oh, oof, right? 3.7 is not bad for education. For my particular content. Different content will have a different click-through rate than others. Right? Most of the time, people come to my channel and they come here for a particular piece of information, then they click away. Or they'll, or maybe sometimes my thumbnail's not catchy enough, right? So there is that. But there are some times that CTR is all the way up to 5.5. There's some times where it's 20%, right? I threw this in a future stream suggestion, but in terms of analytics understanding of the percentage view time / fall off, people seem to get thrown off by that initial dip. So, videos wise, my CTR is 7.3. Doesn't look like there's anything for shorts. Okay, so let's talk about the dip. Let's talk about the dip. Let's find like a video that's popular of mine. Now let's take a look at a dip. Where's that video? I was looking for that video. Where's that video? I have a particular video. Where's the video? I guess I could really just grab any video at this point. But there is one particular video I want to show you guys that does well, but there is a dip. Here it is. Analytics. Okay. So analytics for videos. Or not. Where is it? Okay, the dip. So this is what Starlight is talking about, the dip. You see how there's a giant crash? Right here, chat. That massive crash in your video. Why is that happening? Why is that dip so big? It goes from 100% or 88% to 39-ish. Bad hook? Yeah. So let's bring it up. Why the dip? So bad hook is one of them. What's another one? Yeah, maybe video isn't for them. Long intro. Not getting to topic fast enough. So the one that Thorne said, not getting to the topic fast enough. How do I know if that's the case here? How would I be able to tell if that's the case? The spike. Yeah, exactly. It spikes up at 53 seconds. What's at 53 seconds? 53 seconds has me right away jumping into the topic. Nick, we're going through analytics and we're talking about the dip. So I have a massive dip here, and a lot of people are thrown off by the dip, and then they see a giant progression. I don't know how it works for you because you're mostly a music channel. So I'm wondering if you're if you have these same analytics, or if you have a dip at all. But we're discussing possibilities of why there's a dip there, but why it also picks up afterwards. And Nick would actually know way better than I would. But these are very good suggestions, chat. But this information is also very important. Why is this information very important? Why is this a good thing for you to learn in the beginning? No, I don't have any ads there. No ads played during the video. I make sure all my videos never have ads, except for at the very beginning and very end. Exactly. To learn where your problems are, right? So If you look at the dip or the dips, because you're going to always have multiple, you can see where people are leaving, right? Edit that out for future content. You can do that. There is also, right, where the dips are, maybe, and again, it really depends on the niche, because if you're doing educational content, people tend to click through things a lot more trying to find the information than if it was a video like put out by Linus Tech Tips, where they're going to watch all the way through, right? Oh, that's common. I have 5 to 6 years experience on YouTube. The algorithm obsesses over newly produced content every 2 to 3 days at the minimum of the week at the max before you lose momentum. Sometimes a channel will break that exception due to popularity or type of channel. Yeah, that makes sense. So yeah, you guys can look at, and thank you, Nick. I really appreciate your answer. Thank you. Thank you. But yeah, you guys can look at the dips. You can edit it out. But one thing I would suggest that you do, right? Run the next 3 to 5 videos and see if that change was good or not. But there are 2 things that Senpai didn't do. I never removed the intro. In all my videos, even current ones, I never removed the intro. Why? Why do I never remove the intro from my videos? Does anybody know? You don't know? Consistency? Yeah, there's a little bit of consistency. Because if people watch your video once, they will be suggested your content again. I promise you this does happen. Right? Even if they watch 30 seconds of your stuff, they're going to see you in their feed for months. Well, maybe not months, but a month at least. Right? But in my intros, I do my best to make a connection with the people who do stay. You guys ever notice when I'm doing a collab with Rayless, and Rayless has mentioned many times how my Discord has a lot more people in it than other people my size? Or how my Discord is much larger than content creators 5 times my size, 10 times my size? I make a little bit of a connection. That tiny bit of a connection can go a long way. Right? That's one of many things that I try to do to connect with people. Now, eventually, I'm going to move away from the long intros. I'm going to just get right into it. But you know what? And this is one thing I've noticed, and I could be totally wrong on this. I could totally be wrong on this. But when you go watch a video that gets right into it, what's your reasoning to come back and watch another video? What's your reasoning to care about that particular person? For the most part, you go to that channel, you get the information, and you go away. There's no connection. There's none. You just go there, you grab the info, and you just go. And you never think about that person again. But, and this, I'm gonna, again, chat, and he just brought up a very good point. Because I'm an educational channel. I'm not going to say you guys should do this for your particular channels. Every niche is different. Every niche is different. I'm talking about mostly education right here. But I've noticed, personally, from my own testing, when I give an intro stating who I am, what content I make, I tend to see a lot more people coming back. More times than not. So that is something you guys could probably experiment with. Well, the intro isn't going to make people like you. Your videos are going to make people like you. Sure. You're right. You are right. You are right. But there are things like too long of an intro. Right? Too long of an intro is probably more than 30 seconds. But if we go to... Let me pull up his thing here real quick. Oh, he changes... Wait. Oh, that's another channel. So I'm going to show you guys somebody. And some of you guys are going to have like flashbacks, like it's a Vietnam War thing. Dear Lord, we're going back. Maybe not that long back. Let me explain why. Okay. You guys ready? Anybody who knows who this is?
Look, everybody starts their Twitch journey making a couple mistakes. It's not a big deal. We all go through it. All you need is somebody who's made those mistakes before to help push you in the right direction a little bit. Welcome back to the Alpha Gaming channel. My name is Harris Heller. I am your stream doctor, and today we're going to talk about not only 10 things you shouldn't do on Twitch, but 10 things you should do instead. And number 7 is going to blow your mind.
How long is this intro, chat? Do you guys think? Are we done the intro? Is this intro done? Or is it still continuing? What do you guys think? He stated who he was. He left a little bit of a hook.
Also, BuzzFeed wrote this. I don't even know which one 7 is. Hold on, which one is 7? I've said 7 before. 4 is pretty crazy, though. Maybe let's just start with the first one. But here's the deal. With every single mistake people make on Twitch, they're usually very close to something you should be doing. You're just going about it the wrong way. Slight little adjustments are going to push you in the right direction. So I'm going to talk about both. I was originally going to do a video about the 10 biggest mistakes people make, but I needed it to be a little more positive. You know, there's no reason for me to tell you what not to do if then I don't turn around and tell you things that you should do, right?
And now the intro's done. 59 seconds, chat. His intro was 1 minute long. One minute. That's a very long intro. Why was that a good intro? Why is that 1 minute long intro okay? He stated who he was. He gave a hook related to the video. Right? Remember, chat, he said, make sure you stay for number 7. So he's encouraging us. My God, I can't type. To watch until the end. Or at least until number 7. Right? And he's telling you what you can expect from this video. Okay. So this is this particular Harris Heller video. Let's find another Harris Heller video. So where were we? Oh, by the way, we're 4 years ago. So this is the video that we're just on. Let's watch this one.
Wait. Are you trying to tell me that if I turn on a stream and play video games, my subscribers won't fill up my checking account for me? If I quit school and my job and I get really good at flossing, I won't get asked to do it on New Year's Eve? What? But you don't understand. I want it. I really... Are they gone? I was really hoping that intro would weed out all the people that couldn't handle just like a little bit of light teasing, because let's be honest here. They probably shouldn't be here. But if you're...
I'm not going to watch this entire intro. Anybody want to take a guess on how long this intro is? No cheating, chat. No cheating. How long do you guys think how long this intro is? No cheating. How long? 2 minutes? You guys cheated. 1 minute and 45 seconds. I know you cheated, Annie. I know you did. You had the video pulled up. I'm kidding. But 1 minute. 45 seconds. This intro was 45 seconds longer than the last one. Was it remotely the same as every other intro, or as the last intro, though? It was different. It was way different. It wasn't even the same. The starting section was just way different than the last one. And the reason why people get tired of intros, that there's always a dip in every single one of your videos and so on and so forth. And this is the common mistake a lot, including myself, I will admit this, including myself. But a lot of new YouTubers use the exact same intro time and time again. Right? It literally is. And if you guys were just binging this, you didn't have any timestamps, you wouldn't have known that was the intro. You would have had no idea that was the intro. You would have had no idea how long that intro lasted. Hell, Harris can edit the timestamps and say that this intro is 30 seconds long, and none of you would have questioned that. You really wouldn't. Right? The intro, a good no, have this on this different line. A good intro will be different than the last and blend in into the video. Losing my train of thought. Will blend into the video so well that they won't know that the intro was that long. Now, I do agree with Annie, right? It's best to keep your intro short. For the vast majority of you, you should have short intros. But intros like this that Harris did, 130,000 people didn't mind watching that. And honestly, Harris's long intros helped him grow massively over the years. So if we go to like one of his videos here from a year ago.
Look, I know what you guys are here for. I know what you want to talk about. You've seen the title. I have sponsorship on this video for you guys that...
He does a 13-second intro. But for the next minute and 30 seconds after that, we have something worse than an intro. What's worse than an intro? An ad. Exactly. And I'm willing to bet a lot more people click away or fast forward through his ad than his old intros. Now, Annie did share something with me. vidIQ, they do a lot of live streams. I did actually watch a lot of their old live streams or live streams from last year, talking about intros and so on and so forth, and so on and so forth. I highly suggest you guys watch vidIQ's videos about intros and so on and so forth. But need to remember one thing: intros do better on some niches than others. And the advice that I'm giving you guys here, the advice of vidIQ, you have to take it with a grain of salt, because the advice that we try to give, vidIQ and myself, is to please the masses, right? Because people that are watching vidIQ, there's thousands of them. It's thousands of different channel types. So their advice has to be generic across the board. But somebody like Harris and his educational era 4 years ago, what the hell's he doing there? That intro, that length of intro worked very well for him. And if you guys were making similar content to what Harris did 4 years ago, 3 years ago even, having an intro that long can work for you. People, again, wouldn't know that your intro was 1:30 if you didn't have timestamps. They would have no idea. How do you know? How do you know if your intro is too long, too short? How do you really know? The only way you're going to know is through experimentation, right? If people are clicking away from your intro, doesn't mean that you kill the intro. It really doesn't mean that you have to kill your intro at all. It might mean that you need to make an intro that is better suited for your audience or niche. right? I see a lot of people on YouTube that are gamers that try to do 30-second long intros. Well, we don't want to see 30-second long intros for the most part. But could a 30-second intro work for a gamer? Do you guys think a 30-second intro could work for a gamer? Honestly? This is back off my janks. 700K subscribers. Every single video.
So many different skill sets to master in Apex Legends. The first that come to most people's minds is your mechanical skill set, right? Aiming and movement. That's important and it's universal to every legend. Then there's the skill set that comes with the legend that you're playing or the legend that you're playing against. Being able to read what an opponent's going to do based on the legend that they're playing is very important, and it's knowledge that comes with playing the game. Then there's also the strategy behind it. When you have two players that are equally skilled, really good players, it becomes a chess game at that point. You know, it's trying to anticipate the move of what they're going to do and trying to outplay them and give yourself the advantage. And that's what happened in the first game that I'm going to share with you guys today. It became a game of chess. It was one of the coolest fights that I've had this season. Like, it was awesome. But while we're on the topic of skill sets and
so this particular intro is about 50 seconds long. This is, by definition, an intro. I'm sorry to say, chat. This is an intro. It's a different type of intro, but it is an intro to the video. Right, and he finds that intro kind of boring. Just get to the video. But 23,000 people found it to be okay, right? Some of them might skip ahead. Even has a little bit of an ad playing afterwards, so you really don't get into anything until 2 minutes. But like truly, some intros work for people, right? For Jenks, his audience, his style of editing, his style of content creation, an intro works just fine. So at the end of the day, chat, it really all comes down to experimentation. Just because your current intro isn't really working and people clicking away vastly doesn't necessarily mean it's like you shouldn't have one. Maybe you just got to change it up a little bit. Or take it out. Take it out entirely. Try it out. See what happens. But usually your intro is your hook for someone to form a connection with you and your content in the start. That's usually what the purpose of an intro. I know some of you guys say it's the video, but in my personal experience and experiences from other people I've talked to that are on YouTube and so on and so forth, they're in agreement with me on this. Again, take what I say, take what anybody says with a grain of salt, experiment and try for yourself. I can share this picture, Annie? Oh, I can. Okay, perfect. So this is Annie's. This is with no intro. No intro? Okay. Annie still has the dip. It's not a significant dip, but there's still a dip going on here. Right? So is there something Annie's doing in the first 30 seconds that people are clicking away? Is it because they're realizing that she speaks Swedish? Is it because of, and honestly, chat, people click away just because of voices, right? Some people just don't like voices, right? There's a lot of different factors in that. But Annie, this is like really good. Good job. Like seriously, this is really good. But there's still that gradual dip afterwards as well. So investigate, try it. See what happens. But I like this. This is 70%. That's pretty good. Annie, I'm not saying your voice is bad. Jesus. You get my point. But yeah, experiment chat. See what happens, right? Read comments. Comments is a great way. If your intro's too long or horrible, your comment section will tell you. If your adverts are too long, your comments will tell you. Comment sections are like brutally honest. So make sure you guys try that stuff, investigate, experiment. Just because a YouTube channel with 12K or a YouTube channel with 3 million, right? We're all different niches. We all have different experiences. Your experience is going to be different than ours. That one, a few seconds of me beginning my warm-up voice. So it's kind of an intro. Fair enough. But I think I'm going to call it there for today's stream chat. What I would like to do is go to my main screen. Go to my main screen and maybe do a raid to a Kane Awake that's streaming Valorant on Twitch. If you guys haven't already, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Make sure you join me on socials like Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Links in the description down below. If you haven't already, make sure you guys join the Discord, where we do have a great community of people, mods, and fellow VTubers just like yourself. This is a Kane Awake. Go say hi, go say hello, go give some love, follow if you like them, like the stream, hit the notification bell to know when I go live next. Thank you all so much for coming out today. I really appreciate it. I will see everybody in the next one. Good night, everybody. Have an amazing weekend, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.